we will literally spend all of our energy, all of our reserve on the benefit, the happiness, the appeasement, the joy of other people. We will wait by the phone and wait for them to answer, waiting for them to let us know whether or not they can join us for a meal, a movie, something social. If we are going through some type of crisis, we have to wait on them to become available so that way we can pour our hearts out and share with them all of the intense emotions or feelings that we've been having. We have to wait and ensure that nothing else is on our schedule that we have to do for somebody else before we can decide that we want to have a self-care day, a true self-care day, totally devoted to our peace and our wellness. We will pump somebody else up to the highest extent, giving them affirmations, giving them encouragement, giving them the push that they need to excel and accelerate to the next level. We will champion other people. We will go to bat for them. We will fight hard for them. If somebody has an issue with them, we will be the first line of defense, ready to see what's up with whoever has the problem. We will financially forego our own obligations for the sake of being there for someone else, helping someone else out in their time of need. We will bend over backwards and abandon our own boundaries to make someone else comfortable, make someone else happy, or under the illusion that someone else may love us more if we do said things. We will put everyone first. We will love on everyone first, giving them all of the patience, the time, the nurturing, the commitment, the devotion, the tenderness, the prayer, the spiritual protection, and never even think twice about giving it to ourselves. Please, let's talk about it. My name is FallonFavors. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Self-love. This is a very loaded topic. There are so many different sources available to you that will give you an inclination as to what self-love really means. I feel like it's really important to be able to define those terms on your own. I feel like self-love is kind of one of those things that is not a one-size-fits-all. Just as no one can write the rules of love for you and another person, especially if you're talking about romantically, no one can really tell you how to love on yourself because you're the only one that intrinsically and intuitively knows what it is that you really need to feel at peace and to feel whole. This conversation is really sparking because yes, we pour into other people, and more specifically in this conversation, I'm speaking to women. So usually women, we are pouring into our communities as a whole, right? So we're talking about our parents, our children, our partners, our friends, our literal community, our jobs. We're pulled in so many different directions, and so many of us are doing a stellar job at trying to balance it all as best as we can. No one is flawless or perfect. But within this conversation, again, I'm speaking more to women, and really women loving on the man in their life, the men in their life. The reason why I think this is important is because we give different kinds of love to different things. We lend different energy to different areas of our lives. And for whatever reason, when it comes to our romantic lives, our partnership, one-on-one with our spouse, we tend to be all consumed. We tend to give it so much of our energy. And if you're also talking about a woman with somewhat of a seeded past, some trauma, some baggage there that has not been addressed, I won't even say fully resolved, because of course that healing work is a journey. But for someone who is in the thick of self-discovery, trying to really acknowledge who they are, there are a lot of instances where a lot of energy that can be used towards the beginning of that healing is being exerted on someone else. And one can devise all different kind of ways as to why that may be. Yeah, of course, again, we're talking about trauma and baggage, so it could be, putting the attention onto someone else as to not have to deal with your own issues internally. It could be a people-pleasing thing, which I definitely resonate with. It could be a low self-worth thing. Whatever the reason, if that tendency is not caught and paid really close attention to, it can really build over time into an insurmountable hurdle and cause you so much pain because you're still trying to figure out and wonder why the person that you may be pouring into isn't pouring that love into you back. So typically, what are some of the things that we are looking to give our partners from the woman's standpoint? A woman that really is in love, committed, wanting to see something build with this man. What is she usually going to be providing in that scenario? So I would say attention, quality time, help wherever needed, especially as it pertains to businesses and things that this person might be trying to do to elevate themselves on the professional level. If we see something needs to be added to his house, if something needs to be fixed, we're probably going to go ahead and make note of that so we can pick something up the next time we go to the store, the next time we go shopping. That will be top of mind. We'll remember sisters' birthdays, mamas, aunties, all of the family, all of the friends, all of the special occasions that are important to him. And on a deeper, more spiritual level, we may be doing things like praying over him, praying with him, giving of our bodies sexually, opening ourselves up on a soul level, like literally. We may be rubbing him down, child, rubbing his feet, drawing baths for him, picking up essential oils because he may have migraines or stress, anxiety. We're thinking about all of the different ways we can bring peace and restoration to his life. The encouragement that we give, hours of cumulative time of just pouring into him, telling him how much you support him, how much you believe in his capabilities and capacities and what he's able to achieve, counseling him through his own problems, potentially deeper issues that may be stemming from childhood or past relationships. So if we add those components up of a woman that may not be at her tip top of taking care of herself, acknowledging where she has flaws, understanding where her triggers stem from, knowing the reason why she may not have the highest levels of self-confidence or belief in her abilities. If you're coupling that with the tendency to really pour into someone else because that's your natural inclination, it makes you happy, or again, as noted, it may distract you from dealing with your own issues or anything like that. When you couple those two things or marry those two aspects together, what generally tends to happen is you attract someone that is motivated to pull from you, to bleed you, if you will, of that energy. And sometimes that is conscious or unconscious, depending on how evolved or unevolved that man may be. But typically you're going to see that this man is going to readily and happily take from you, because who wouldn't want to be loved on like that? And the only problem with that is, as the first line of defense for yourself as a woman, we are not taking the time to compile all of that energy that I just described, because that's a lot of energy that's involved with that. Of course, material 3D world, yes, these are tangible actions that you can measure through what you're able to see visually. But if you're talking about the energy that you are exerting and spending and conjuring up in order to manifest these things in the 3D, imagine taking all of that and giving it to yourself. When is the last time you even asked yourself, what does self-love mean to me? But many of us are confusing self-care with self-love. So for a lot of ladies, we are spending time going to get our nails done, going to get our brows, lashes done, maintenance, hair, things that make us feel good. We might go get a facial, we might go get, a vaginal rejuvenation. It's all kind of different ways that you can care for yourself and care for your body. And I'm here for all of it, because I think that, many of us work really hard and deserve it and should spend more time giving ourselves access to these luxuries, so to speak. But everything requires a little more examination, a more thorough examination. And while self-care is really important, self-love is a deeper, more concentrated aspect or level of awareness and practice and discipline. So when you ask yourself, or if you've asked one of your friends, what does self-love mean to you? Many of us cannot answer that question. Many of us don't know what that looks like. Many of us don't know what it means to look in a mirror and love down on yourself. Giving yourself positive affirmations, telling yourself what you love about yourself, not what you're making up to make yourself feel better, but genuinely what you feel on the positive end as to who you are, what you see in the mirror, what you don't see in the mirror, right? Our intrinsic value. Many of us, that sounds very alien. And it's much easier for some of us to deflect from our own inabilities to give ourselves that because we feel like we don't have the permission, the license. There's somebody, along the way that has told us that we're not deserving of that. It's easier to deflect from that and focus on someone else in hopes that they give us that love and that energy back. And the biggest key, one of the biggest keys and one of the biggest takeaways is you will never really, honestly, and truly be able to be on the receiving end of that kind of love before you're able to love on yourself in that way. There are an order of operations and steps in the spiritual laws of the universe. And what you are hoping to give to someone else, what you are hoping that that person will reciprocate and give to you, you first must be that. Whatever it is that you are trying to attract, you must be that. You must be the self-love. You must be love if you want to attract love, genuine love, not the fake stuff and the fluff, because I know we've all experienced that and we've probably had it, had our fill. But I'm talking about that in the middle of the night, embrace, hold protective energy that you feel like you can truly just relax. Isn't it funny, waiting to exhale? Many of us didn't even understand what that meant until we got grown. Of course, it was the famous car scene and she turned the car up or whatever and smoked a cigarette and did all of that and it was just epic, But waiting to exhale, waiting to breathe, waiting to have a moment to just have relief without having to look over your shoulder, without having to wonder, is this person going to abuse my heart and take my kindness for weakness? That's the real thing. And if you're looking for that, if that's something that you truly desire, which I know so many of us do, you are not going to cross that threshold by dishonoring yourself, not loving on yourself in the same way that you would love on someone else. So let's backtrack. Let's think about all of the different ways in which we would try to love on a man, how we would be able to truly love on ourselves in that same way. So all of the special occasions that you love, I am with somebody and have been with somebody for a long time that is not the holidays person. Like he is not the person that wants to do all of the decorations and celebrates all of the little holidays. Have you guys watched Girlfriends, the show Girlfriends with Tracy Ellis Ross? She was the queen of holidays, St. Patrick's Day, all of the little off holidays, And while I might not be to that extent, I love celebrations and celebratory things and making things special, decorating, making things pretty, buying little treats and things, just because life is too short not to have those moments. Life is too tough. There are too many things that we have to face day to day for us to not bask in the beauty of life and really appreciate the moments that we have with one another. So if we can buy each other little trinkets or do something even grander, or take a vacation, do something really, really amazing, I think it's worth it. So if you're that person that loves the holidays, or even for your birthday, if you got promoted, if you got, something accomplished towards your business where you're really proud of yourself, take yourself out. Not with anybody else. Don't call your girlfriends, don't call your man, don't call your cousin and your sister and them and everybody else. Just you. You have the license, you have the permission to take yourself out by yourself, okay? Sit at 8, and I know this is so taboo to spend time and spend money on yourself and have dinner alone. That is so taboo. Even in 2024, there are people that are doing full-on solo trips, okay? To Bali, to freaking Japan, to all kinds of places all over the world. They are doing solo trips safely, of course, but taking the time to really invest in themselves in that way. Take the time to celebrate yourself. Spend money on yourself. Buy yourself that little small thing. Everybody's, pockets are different. So whatever you can afford to make yourself feel a little special and to honor that special moment for yourself, do that. Rub yourself down, child, okay? Now, we're talking, yes, you can go get massages done and all of that, but rub yourself down. Have you ever truly embraced yourself? A really long bath or shower, if you don't have access to a bath, you are able to still turn the lights down low, light a candle in the shower, not in the shower, but in your bathroom, have your music playing, your candles and all of that. Rub yourself down with your essential oils, anything that you have, aromatherapy. Get yourself together, get yourself together. If you have a family, as I do, book yourself a day at a hotel. Kick everybody out for the day. Tell your man to go, tell mama to come pick up the kids. You can figure it out. If you can figure it out for that man, because guess what? If it was him and you were planning something for your man and you wanted to, do something special for him, you would have all of the details worked out. Every last one, to ensure that you were able to come through for him. Do that for yourself. Make sure all of the ends are tied and you have everything together for you to be able to really love on yourself, rub on yourself, and just embrace yourself. Encourage yourself to go harder, to do better, to achieve the goals that you want to. Have you ever talked to yourself and told yourself, girl, you got it. Keep going. You a beast. You gonna get this done. You are so dope. You are so ill. You are so intelligent. You are so smart. You are so talented. You are hellified. You are the one. You're that girl. Have you ever given yourself those kind of kudos? Have you ever given yourself that gas? It does not always have to be towards someone else. Have you ever given yourself time to really plot and plan on your business? The resources that you need, using all of your networks and all of your contacts to further what it is that you want to do for you. Praying for yourself, literally asking God to cover you from head to toe on a daily. Have you really given yourself prayer over you, even touching your head or touching your heart as you pray over yourself, as you ask God and the universe and spirit to truly protect you as you go through the day ins and day outs of life? These are the fundamentals and the basis of self-love. True, genuine self-love. When you were able to do that, when you were able to at least start there, and I challenge all of my ladies that watch and follow me, should we do a challenge? Let me know in the comments if we should do like a 28-day self-love challenge. And each day I can devise something where we go through. Look, I can work on it. Y'all let me know before I even get too far into it, because y'all know I'll get my wheels will start spinning. Let me know. But if you can begin to implement these things and truly take back your power, because again, we're giving these men so much of these things and so many of us are not getting the reciprocation of them. We're not getting loved on the same way that we're loving on other people. And to be fair, sometimes the love is going to be different. It's a very fine line. You'll find in the world that everything has such a fine line. Everything has nuance, and you do have to use your higher intelligence to be able to discern between what is and what is not. And while, yes, everyone is different, love is going to show up different from each person. Everyone's perception of love is different, but you will know if that love is genuine, if someone is truly pouring back into your cup because of how it will make you feel. You will feel spiritually centered. You will feel restored. You will feel like you have so much to give, so much energy to give. You will not feel depleted. You will not feel burnt out. You will not feel taken advantage of. You will not feel anxiety. You will not feel stress. You will be at peace, and you will feel full, and you will feel abundant, and you will feel like you have all the necessary tools within you to give yourself the love that you need, and to also have enough to pour out and to give onto others. So we will do a part 2 of this, part 3, part 4. We definitely will have more self-love videos to come, but this was just kind of the basic fundamentals, just to get your wheels turning and to be able to really see where you can start doing a little bit better with embracing true and genuine self-love. Okay, you guys, so that was our video for today. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. I am loving this time that I'm having with you guys. Thank you so much for your engagement, your viewership, the follows, the subbies. We are going to get to 10,000 really soon, and then we're going to surpass that really, really quick. Been on YouTube a very long time, so we are really starting to gear up, and it's just an exciting time. So I hope you guys can feel that and resonate with that. As always, drop in the comments, let me know how you feel. I did not forget about that 28-day challenge. If you guys are down, let me know. We'll work that out, and I will see you guys next week. I love you. Be blessed.